here's some of the types of games that you will see as far as some of my mobile gameplays. Mostly will be Mortal Kombat X Mobile, Marvel Contest of Champions, UFC Mobile, and then some of the Flash games that Facebook Messenger has, and just different types of random mobile games that I play. And as far as like the Xbox, whenever I get my setup, it'll be like UFC 2, UFC 3, WWE 2K18. So you can kind of see a pattern. A lot of the games I play are mostly based on combat sports or some type of fighting genre games. Reason being, martial arts, more so Greco Roman wrestling, freestyle, and folk style wrestling, as well as American kickboxing, boxing, taekwondo, do karate, and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu have a part in my life. And yes, I've been involved in combat sports from probably about fifth grade up till about maybe my mid to late 20s. I want to say probably 28, 29. That's probably the last years that I've done any kind of martial art. So you will be seeing a lot of fighting and sports related type games as well. While I'm on it, I did want to say a couple of things about what it's like to be on the spectrum. Like, I am both an advocate for people with disabilities as well as a Georgia certified peer support specialist. I wanted to get into a little bit about what that is and why I do what I do. Well, first of all, what a certified peer support specialist is, it is a peer who has some kind of disability, regardless of what the severity it is. He or she is a peer in their community, kind of like what I believe they're called sponsors in like Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholic Anonymous, and all these other recovery groups, because a sponsor has been through maybe the same kind of addiction or faced the same kind of issues that a person in the same situation. It might not be the exact same situation, but sponsors know how to deal with the disorders, and they know how to do what they need to do. So basically that's what a CPS does. A CPS also helps take out the negative stigma and the negative thinking, as well as just the negative thoughts that people have about disorders. And basically, the key to recovery is using your recovery story, because everybody is an expert on his or herself. Not to mention, on top of that, a peer specialist can also have a couple of other certifications. For example, there is one that I'm going after, which is called WHAM. It's the Whole Health Action Management, which means basically, let's say, okay, I'll give you an example. Weight loss is kind of tough for me, just like it is for probably just anybody, you know. That would be one thing. Like, let's say I get to my weight goal. I've already lost probably almost 30 pounds, so I could help somebody who wants to get on the fitness plan. I will help. I can help whatever client, or sorry, consumer that I work with to find some type of activity, physical activity, exercise that he or she would be interested in, as well as the mental health aspect of it. So we also act as liaisons, as the go-between of the consumer and the family to the clinician, which is the doctors, the psychologists, the psychiatrists, the quote unquote people with the degree. Advocacy, what I do as far as an advocate goes. Well, what an advocate does is they speak on behalf of their self, which is self advocate. They know what they need, what they want, and they will do anything to get what they need and what they require for their treatment. A group advocate, which is also what I am, is an advocate who speaks for those in a group who do not have a strong voice and who wants to say things but they just can't come to terms and bring themselves out of their comfort zone. The reason why I am in these positions is, like I said earlier, back in about 1997, when I was about 12 and a half, 13 years old. Uh, I live here in Augusta, Georgia, so back then, the only place that really knew about what autism was and what the spectrum and Asperger's in general is was at Emory University, which is a medical school up in Atlanta. So I was tested there, so it's kind of a late diagnosis. And so, just like most people on the spectrum and with developmental disabilities, because I have been bigger, and at one point before taking some medications, I was smaller. But over the years, obviously, due to some medications and some other problems and things that came my way, I became a habitual eater, and I overate, and I became larger. So, you know, so I was bullied most of my life, and I just had enough. And then when I grew up, when I got out of high school, I was always told that I would never amount to anything. But yet I graduated high school. I graduated from, I guess, a technical college a couple of years ago. And so, yeah, I got to where I was tired of being a statistic. I was tired of being told what I could and could not do. I was tired of people telling me what they wanted me to do, and I never was truly happy. And so I just decided one day I talked to my family and tried to figure out what can I do, and I just started on the path. That's another story for another day. So that's pretty much for this second video. Like I said, this is going to be both a gaming and a daily vlog or blog, weekly, monthly, whatever, or however often I do it, type of video and page. So again, thank you for those who listen and who watch this, and I look forward to this new adventure. Normally I would not make videos in public except for the public to view. Most of the time I do private videos just for friends on my Facebook page, but I just felt the calling as an advocate and as a public speaker and someone who's really active in the community that this might be able to help some people. So I hope everybody has a great night, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get some gaming done and recorded so that I can have some better types of videos on here. Have a great night, everybody.